Hello, thank you for coming to the circle. I'm Shama-Ha, and yeah, I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy to receive you here, and yeah, I guess I'm here really to bring what is moving through me. It's been quite a journey to get here onto technology and into this realm. I've been working on the land for some time in the medicine work in the real living world with living beings, sitting face to face, heart to heart, doing the work on the ground. And now feels time to come onto the bigger uh, technology playground. So thank you for meeting me here. I hope that I can share my heart in a good way and in a way that you can hear what I'm bringing. So what has been ringing really loud for me these days is communication and relationships, our relationships with one another, and yeah, really strongly our intimate relationships, whether this be between boyfriend girlfriend, husband wife, lovers, gender non-gender specific lovers, is how we are communicating with one another, and ultimately how we are communicating with ourselves. And so this has been a real deep journey for me, and I feel like in essence many of us are sitting there right now. And how do we really come into um, real real deep and truthful communication with another being? So how do I actually come and breathe my truth um, to you, or to my lover, or to my child, or to my friend? And how do I know when that is my actual truth, you know? And so I have really been kind of feeling, where do we come in here? Because it feels for me and looks for me when I have interactions with people out in the world, that there really is a massive breakdown in relationships, especially with intimate relationships. That there really is like a breakdown point of no return, where people are leaving each other, giving up on each other, walking away more and more quickly. And looks for me like living on the surface levels is becoming more and more of a normal thing, where people don't go any deeper than this. And I don't say all people, but majority of people, this is where things are happening. And so yeah, I've been feeling into how and why, where is this happening? And so through my communications with friends and family and people that I'm just meeting, and the circles that I'm part of, I am really seeing that the start of this breakdown is happening with communication. And so where does that fracture, where does that lead out actually really start? What is the root of this? And what I'm feeling and seeing is that it's not even the communication between two beings. It's the communication between me and myself, and the knowing of who I am. So the knowing of myself intimately. So if I come into relationship and I don't truly know myself, I don't truly know my own boundaries, I don't truly know my own desires, my own needs, my own yeses, my own no's, then how could I ever effectively communicate that to another when I don't know that myself? And so this journey really asks for each of us to stop and come back home, to really start to question, to start to be curious about myself, and to really like move through myself like a scanner to identify who this is, and who and what I like, what I dislike, what for me is yes and what for me is no, where my boundaries are, how far I will go and how far I cannot go anymore. And this is a journey in itself. And so when we are not doing the inner work, when we're not doing our own work to clean this up, relationships cannot even really begin. Then the relationships stay on the surface because I only know myself on the surface. And so this really is an invitation to start the deeper inquiry into me, into you. Something that comes up for me so strong all the time when I hear these communications and conversations. It's something I myself have done in my life, and there's still many occasions when I catch myself doing it, is pointing the finger. No, but they did. No, but she did. No, but he did. And whenever there is that finger pointing out, there's 3 fingers pointing straight back. So no matter what, I always need to come back to me. And this is radical self-accountability and responsibility. No matter what we face in life, no matter what our reality is showing up at, as harsh as it may be, as uncomfortable as it may be, we always need to come back and look, because ultimately the reality that I sit in, the reality that you sit in, whatever is going on in the life outside here that is showing up in your reality, in my reality, is simply a reflection of what is happening inside. It comes as a teacher of sorts for us to come inside and have a look at what is going on. So this is a massive conversation and a huge invitation, a sacred invitation to really diving in, and this takes a whole lot of bravery and courage. And most of the time, these types of workings with ourselves, the ones that are really asking us to shift and change, can feel very, very scary. It can feel very uncomfortable, and it comes from a place of knowing that deep down inside something needs to change, of kind of getting sad and annoyed with the same reality showing up. If the story in your life just keeps playing the same things back and the same things back, and kind of getting to a point of like, oh my gosh, can something just change? Or why is this always happening to me? Why is this thing replaying and replaying? All of these kind of places that happen. Why are my relationships never working out? Why does this man keep doing this? And I go to the next and he does the same thing, and the next, and then I even try to be with a woman and it ends up like that. If you're tired of the same story, of the same, this is the time. This is the time where we need to come here and start looking at what's going on in the inner dynamics of ourselves. And so this is really an investigation, like a curious investigation of the self, and it has multiple layers and multiple places. It's almost like walking in, opening a door of a brand new house and coming into that house and seeing all the different rooms and the stairways and the gullies and the gutters and the windows, and it's all different spaces that need to be visited. And this house has sometimes been hanging around for many years, and some of the rooms haven't been walked into for a long time, and so there's cobwebs and there's dust and there's things that have built up, dirt that is built up, and so it calls for a real great clearing. It's like opening the door and saying, whoa, like this whole thing of dust and suffocation and dirt, and like, oh, how do I even, and we just pick up the broom, and we pick up the bucket, and we pick up the cloth, and we pick up all the cleaning products that we need, and we just walk into that room, and bit by bit we start to sweep, and we start to wipe, and we start to look, and we start to uncover, and we start to bring it all out. And so this is the journey that I invite you on here, in the space of the Shama-Ha circle. There is so much to unpack, and this really is for the women. I really encourage and invite the women to come and step into the circle. It is a space of real safety and a sounding board for us to communicate these very deep layers of ourselves, to go into these rooms that are sometimes really uncomfortable to go in, and to start to express and explore what is happening in these rooms. Start to express the mess that we are seeing, and maybe we don't yet know how to vocalize that or put words to it, but in the circle, when we come and we sit and we start to open, we start to see through the reflection of other women that, oh yes, that exists in me too. And in this we find strength in one another to really unlock these places that have been a little bit too frightening, a little bit too daunting to walk into. And through these conversations and these explorations of ourselves and each other, we get to spring clean, we get to clean up what is going on inside. And by doing this, we get to change the reality that is showing up outside of us. And this can be so many things, in the relationships, in the intimacy that we have, in the relating to our children, to our families, to our friends, in all the spaces, in any of the spaces that we are looking for change. This inner work begins to change all of that, and the reality starts showing a different version. And the deeper we can come in to clean and explore and transmute these unseen things, these shadow aspects of ourselves, these places that have been too difficult for us to go to, the more that we can bring that into the light and start to not ignore it anymore, but to allow it to come out and be seen and to be spoken and to be expressed in healthy, contained and safe ways, the more these things are transforming and turning into something beautiful, into something of a higher frequency of love. And so then our reality has nothing left to do but to follow that energy. It transmutes into beauty. And so this is an introduction really to the communication, the subject of communication, the unraveling of what we need to speak about. And for sure, this can feel really challenging. It can feel like, oh, I don't know even where to start. It feels like a mountain that I'm really not equipped to climb up. And yeah, me too. But together, we can put one foot in front of the other, and we can take the next step and the next step. And we don't need to look at the whole big mountain. We just look at what is in front of us, and how can we take that step, and how can we be here for one another, to encourage, to support, to remind each other that we are all going through pretty much the same stuff, and that once we can know how to come back into circle, come back to love, come back to sister support, we really can find our strength. We really can find our beautiful, gentle power again, and we can really come to love ourselves and love each other and ripple that out into the world. So this is my invitation to you, sisters, to come and join in the circle. Please join on my Instagram page, which I will be sharing just whatever comes in small ways, and join my Facebook page and my YouTube. On YouTube, I will be sharing more longer communications, and eventually we'll be putting some podcasts up on Spotify, SoundCloud. So yeah, please just join the threads that are, the links will be under this video. Join all of these spaces, and we'll navigate this together. I'm still very new on technology, so please bear with me, and yeah, just join and enjoy the ride. Please welcome yourself to the circle. Aho.